One of my buddies from high school made a post a couple of weeks ago that read, "Pretending you're okay when you're not." I responded to that post. And I responded to that post by saying, just live out loud, man. Just thinking this guy was depressed, and you know, the best way to get over depression is to live out loud and to just let it out, and let whatever is going to help you move forward come to you, call it to you by living out loud. And today I see that he's passed away, and it's got me thinking about how none of us really know each other. The divide and conquer has pushed us all apart. The judgments of this world have pushed us all apart. People think they know people. People think they know what others are going through. People think they know the hurt and the pain that others are suffering in. People think that they know, you know, what someone's going through when they've got cancer or, you know, some other earthly created illness. And the reality is none of us know each other. None of us do. You know, it brings me to the topic of government. And I lived in government, and when I exited government, my feelings were hurt, so I screamed and shouted all over the rooftops and let everybody know my self-pity. And you know, it today I look back and I'm like, the reality of government is so much worse than I ever could have imagined. And even then, I still don't know government. So the people that think they know what's going on, you haven't a clue. I lived it. I was a government official, screamed and shouted about all my self-pities and the way I was removed from government. And then I went down the rabbit hole to really find out what government was, and I still probably only know 50%, you know. So the reality is nobody knows anything. You know, all these people share an Agenda 21 and the 2030 plan for smart cities and things like that. We all think that, oh, we've got them. We've captured their goals, right? Well, unless you follow astrology and understand what we've found on this planet dating back 450,000 years, and that's only what we found. So we can only prove 450,000 years, right? We were told humans are around for 10 to 20,000 years, right? And now we're back to 450,000 years because the artifacts they have found date back to 450,000 years. Now, I venture to say if we're all on this planet for longer than that, they're probably going to find other stuff, and they have. Okay? And that's what the people in power don't want you to know. They don't want you to know what they found. Why? Well, read the Bible. Then go back and read the Emerald Tablets, read all the ancient texts, and you'll see that throughout time, throughout this 450,000 year period, there are many thousands of civilizations, okay? At first, these people that don't want you to know about them, they just lived as who they were. And then over time, they lived in secret, okay? It's a pattern. It's done it throughout time. And so here we are today, the most dumbed down, the most we are the civilization without the most facts in the history of the world. And we've lived in lies since we were born. I mean, that's the reality of it. But what's happened was, with the creation of the internet, and technology and all that stuff, is people are starting to now be able to put the facts together, even though they're all spread out. Like you have to research so much information in order to understand what's really going on in our world, to be able to put the puzzle together. You'd have to really, really, really have the time to do that, and most people don't. And most people don't have an extended, open mind. They can't open their mind. They're stuck in their little box. So they can't believe anything outside that box, and anything that is even remotely outside that box, they shut you out, and then they judge you, right? Oh, you're crazy. Hold on, I'm crazy, but I'm the one that's reading all these documents, and I'm the one that's educating myself, and your definition and judgment of my crazy is based on your lack of knowledge and your lack of ability to go out and dig. Okay, I accept it. I'm crazy because I educate myself. I read. Things that people send me that are so far-fetched, you just gotta go, whatever. Okay, but the truth is seriously, the truth is actually way the hell out there, and you unless you open and expand your mind, and I won't share it here, unless you open and expand your mind, you'll never understand it. But just know these bloodlines that have operated this world, they're not allowed to go outside their bloodlines and marry and recreate and all that. So you ask yourself, well, okay, it's 450,000 years, these people are still alive from no, they're not still alive from 450,000 years ago. Okay, well, I guess I can't say that for sure. Okay, but their bloodlines are, and their bloodlines don't go outside of those bloodlines, so they're always in control. Okay, and they're spread out throughout the world. And that's what we don't understand. We've really been lied to about kings and bloodlines and emperors and bloodlines and things like that. We really, that's just something we can't wrap our mind around, but they're all spread out throughout the world. So communications, the Agenda 2021, the plan for 3030, these are communications between these people. The Georgia Guidestones, that's the setting of the plans into action. We've put out these plans, these are the plans, this is the direction we're going, and then boom, you have something that triggers the action to start. Okay, why do you think things don't make sense? Why don't they make sense? Seriously, all of us are sitting here with cognitive dissonance, with two realities conflicting with each other. Things don't make sense. Right? When things don't make sense, there's something that's lying deep beneath the surface. Okay, and that's where we're stuck right now. We're stuck, right? And they know that. So what do? They come out and make a threat to start lockdowns and things like that. What's that do? It sends our brains into fight or flight and fear. Okay, further creating that cognitive dissonance, and we can't break free from it. Most people just go into ego drive, and just fear causes them to lash out and say, I'm not going to comply. We're going to war and this and that, right? Okay. Yeah. The powers that have lasers will zap you off this world just like that. You're going to go to war, right? But they want you to, okay? That's why they're constantly attacking the Second Amendment, so we'll go out and buy guns. That's why they're constantly fueling the fires on both sides, right? Both sides. You can feel that civil war brewing. They want you to have guns. They want you to go out and kill each other. They want the population down to 500 million. That's the reality of it. But we can't open our mind and see the bigger picture of what is truly going on, okay? Nobody's screaming about Maui. Not one politician is screaming about Maui. Not one, okay? Not one. Not one politician is screaming about Maui. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that something is wrong there. No, it's wrong, okay? Yet, something was wrong in Paradise, California too, right? The technology wasn't there, so we could not understand everything that was wrong about Paradise, California. So this is not the first time, right? So now we have it happening in California, we have it happening in Maui. How many times has it happened that we don't even recognize? Now look around the world. Look at all the natural disasters that are going on all around the world, man. Chaos, right? Georgia's the blowing up of the Georgia Guidestones set that into action. And there's all these bloodlines in all these countries at all these heads. Of course, you're going to always have opposing people, right? People are always going to oppose it and act like they're actually in opposition. But what happens? We keep moving toward that goal, right? Is the opposition there to keep you settled, or is the opposition there to actually do something? Okay, think about it from the terms of the state of California, or the United States. We have a president in power who obviously, you know, I don't care who you are, man, you got to know that he took at least $1 from some sort of corrupt, you know, country in corruption himself, and he's still the president of the United States. Are the Republicans really in opposition to him? Come on, guys. We're all smarter than that. We are all smarter than that. We have to put away our animal instincts, okay? We can't be in fight or flight. We can't be in anger. We can't be in frustration. We can't be in sadness. We can't be in all this stuff and have our brains work the way that they need to work. We have to settle our minds, breathe into our gut, take in all the information, and let our brains work it out, work through it. As we do that and we recognize, holy crap, this has been going on since I've been paying attention to politics, right? That's what we would all say. This has been going on since I've been paying attention to politics, right? But that's not the actual case. That's just your interpretation of it. It's been going on since the beginning of time. So far dated back to 450,000 years. Okay, so what's the problem? What's the real problem, guys? I love and stand behind Maui, you know, Lahaina. I was very emotional over that. And I've watched videos coming out of there. I've watched one real estate agent who's doing a great job, needs a lot of help. Get out there and help him. You know, volunteer. He's got a website. I don't know it right now, but I'll put it in this video, or I'll attach it to the comments or whatever. But you know, volunteer to help them, right? We're probably going to be in the same predicament in the future. We're going to wish that some people were helping us. Donate, you know, don't donate to the Red Cross. Don't go through anything government related. Just get it to the people that need it, right? I watched one show where he had a couple on there too. They lost their homes. They lost everything they have. I offered to send a guitar because he's a guitar player. I don't know if he has it. I did not provide money because I looked at his. He had several people donating. In my opinion, there's some people out there that are going to need it that have not got their names out there. So my goal is to donate to them. But I did donate to the actual GoFundMe account that the real estate agent put up there. So I'm not saying that from, you know, as an ego perspective, or look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm urging people to get out there and help them. Even if you only have $10, $1. You know, send it to these people. How would you feel if you lost everything? Same as Paradise. You know, I was a solar manager in Chico, California when you know, right after that fire happened, and I would go around and I would talk to the citizens in Chico, and I ran across so many that were from the Paradise fire, and God, their traumas were so great, man. I thought from my history as a cop and everything that I did, that my traumas were deeply rooted. And as I spoke with these people, their traumas, man, they're just things that I don't know that these people ever overcome. It's sad. You know, going through what I had been through in my life, I tried to maintain relationships with these people and just talk to them and tell them how I was moving forward with my life and how I overcame a lot of the things that I did. But gosh darn it, man, you look in their eyes and it was just tragedy. You could see the tragedy in their eyes. They didn't have to talk. You know, it's sadness. It's happening all over the world now, guys. Expand your mind. Expand your minds. Open your minds, because if you're viewing it from your little box, you're never going to see the punch that hits you. I promise you that. Take care, guys.